Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It's finally here. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
In case you say that.
Happy Halloween. Oh. I'm trying to get in the spirit.
He is trying to get into it. It's very nice. He has his movie review of the movie Halloween, a special edition today. So usually the movie reviews are on Fridays, but it is Halloween. It's the last one of a 6-week series of the classic horror movies, and Halloween today at noon. I'm sorry, at 8. You want to do that at noon?
No, not really.
Okay, we'll do
You
it.
stay. You really do.
Okay, we'll do that at 8 a.m. as long as the start of Ticket Puts Thursday for
Brian and I'll tune in.
Yeah, we'll do that for Ghost tickets coming up at the same time for Ticket Puts Thursday at 8 as we get ready, of course, for the Q101 Halloween pop-up tonight with American authors. What's great about every year doing the Halloween pop-up at the Cubby Bear like this is it's free, so you don't need a ticket, and you can make a last-minute decision and show up. Just get a costume and come on out. You don't need a costume, but if you want a chance at $300, $200, and $100, wear a costume.
It's a good deal.
It's a very good deal. So that's our costume contest. But American authors will be performing live tonight as American authors and then as the killers, dressed as Halloween killers.
As like serial killers.
Yes.
Ha ha ha.
I'm very curious what they're going to dress as.
I'm very excited to see.
We'll be hosting tonight, so we'll be out there. So definitely come on out, have a party. It is free, but you can still check at Q101.com to download your free first-come, first-served ticket. And guaranteed entry passes still may be up for grabs, sponsored by our great friends, the Cubby Bear and Wintrust Community Bank. It's 21 and over. That's the only catch, because it is the Cubby Bear. It's a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a bar.
And it's late at Halloween night.
They're so fun. Every year, our iconic thing, Len just checked in from North Chicago, said, I'll be there. I'll see you guys. Thank you, Len. I hope you bring all the people of North Chicago.
That are 21.
That are 21 to the wonderful event. So come on out and just have a stellar time. It's a blast. It's free. And you're right in ground zero of Halloween, Wrigleyville, because all the bars in that whole area look so cool when you walk around and go around the neighborhood. So coming out tonight to the Q101 Halloween pop-up.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We talked about the When We Were Young Festival 2025 yesterday, and Blink-182 will be a part of that, doing some album plays. Let's focus on today, though. That's a long way off.
That is a long way off. Today's Halloween.
It's Halloween. So facts to make your brain go related to Halloween. I'm going to list off a bunch that are going to blow your mind here in 5 minutes. We'll get to them. One of the main ones is, are you average in Chicago for what you spent on Halloween? And I'm looking in Kenzie's direction.
Why? Well, don't look at me like that.
Because
I live in Elgin.
no, it covers Chicago land.
Don't look at me.
You know those cardios that said, we're the best in Chicago land. So are we. We're the best.
Got it.
So you're in this. Now, I'm going to give the number in a minute, but what do you think you spent this year on Halloween? Can I take a guess? Is it over $400?
Oh, Kenzie's face. That was terrifying. That was the scariest thing I've seen on Halloween.
Is it over $1,000?
No. I settled down this year.
Okay.
I was very busy with the baby.
Yeah. All right.
But over 400.
Okay. Well, we'll get your exact. Think about your exact number, and then we'll get it, and you'll see if you're average in Chicagoland.
I have to add it up.
Yeah. Go to your notes. Go to your credit card.
Yeah,
and
pull up some receipts here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have that number plus the number of people in Chicagoland that say they've seen a ghost. The actual percentage of people in Chicago that have seen a real ghost.
I have.
You sure?
I've totally seen ghosts.
Yeah. Case, you seen a ghost?
No.
You're rooting everything.
I'm not a ghost guy.
Yeah.
Some people are ghost guys. I'm not.
Hey, you ain't afraid of no ghost.
Listen, we talked to a ghost. Maybe they're not case guys.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah, they don't even want to haunt you.
That
Boring.
sucks.
have to hear
That's
about-
so mean.
They don't want to hear about bands. They don't care about the ultimate haunting case.
Can you imagine boring a ghost, how much damage that would do to your ego?
They're like, I don't even know what to do. I'm already bored to death. Where am I going to go from here? This sucks.
I mean, the main thing of a ghost is to because you can go anywhere and scare anyone and do whatever you want. And then they're going, Case, you know, well, let's just go to the next apartment.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, time for facts that make your brain go. And it's the Halloween edition with a whole bunch of them. They're going to blow your mind, I think.
Right. I'm ready. Hit me with some.
I'll get the first one out of the way, which how much the average Chicagoan spent on Halloween. And Kenzie added up in the break there, went through her credit card or Amazon Prime, all the stuff she spent. And I'll give you that number. You got to give your number first.
Okay, so this includes the candy, and we get hundreds of trick-or-treaters.
It includes the whole
So
thing.
this is like outside decor, costumes for my husband and I, our 2 kids, decor inside. I baked some fun Halloween treats, and then the candy, etc.
A big preamble here.
I'm just letting you know this isn't like, I didn't go buy like one big pumpkin or something.
Or those
okay?
huge Costco skeletons.
Yeah, like I'm saying, this is a lot of stuff.
Right.
I think I spent about $645.
Whoa. $645.
But I mean, I would say over 200 just on candy to give out to trick-or-treaters.
You don't have to buy full-size candy bars.
But that's our tradition.
I understand.
We care about the kids.
You do.
It's fun.
Unlike Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
F them kids. What did
Some
Mike-
days
what
I
did he-
have a completely opposite.
I wonder what Michael Jordan handed out up in Highland Park when he lived at that house.
Probably an apple to everybody, like an apple slice.
Stickers
right.
that say try harder.
That's right, damn it. The right thing to do.
Amen.
The average Chicagoan on Halloween, so I'll give you this number first. Overall in the country, $11.6 billion spent on Halloween, which adds up to the average Chicagoan. Ready, Kenzie?
I'm ready.
$104.
Jeez, that's impossible. That's impossible.
They did it. If you break it down overall nationally, it's $3.8 billion on costumes, another $3.8 billion on decorations, and $3.5 billion on candy.
How are you buying more than one costume and supplying for a bunch of trick-or-treaters for $104?
Well, they figured it out. Some people figured it out. The average person, the average Chicagoan did.
Bastards.
Also, here's the weird thing. $500 million on Halloween greeting cards.
Oh, I don't do that.
I don't know anybody that does
I'll
cards.
greet you when you trick-or-treat.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Another funny stat here for Halloween, 72% are celebrating this year in Chicago. That means the other 28% are not. I don't know how you opt out of Halloween. I guess your house is dark. I do remember that.
You see those lame houses with nothing outside, and they shut the door. And I'm like, I see you. I see the TV on. Lame.
Those homes are begging to get egged.
I know.
They really are. I know Devil's Night was last night, but they're begging to get egged by not doing that. Just put something out and let them just take it and end up. You got to do something.
Yeah, I just think it's lame.
11% of Chicagoans think Halloween is harmful. It's a harmful holiday.
I agree.
What?
Case is part of that 11%.
I'm one of the 11%.
Yeah.
No.
Most say it's good, harmless fun. 12% are not sure if it's harmless or not.
Really?
Undecided voter.
Good Lord.
If you can't make a decision on if Halloween is harmful or not, take a side. Just guess.
I don't know if it's harmful.
Why do you think it's harmful, Case?
Well, a bunch of no good tomfoolery going on.
Yeah.
A bunch of houses getting TP'd, a bunch of houses getting egged. I'm not a big fan of this Satan fellow from what I know about him.
Okay, I would like to clarify something. I'm not worshiping Satan today.
Well,
Wait a minute. I bought large candy bars for kids.
sounds sketchy.
Sounds how Satan brings in those souls.
Okay.
Sounds how he does that. That's what
I
I'm
don't
seeing.
think that's not tracking with what I'm doing.
I don't know. Kenzie works hard, the devil works harder.
That's
Well, he does work very hard.
the top costumes this year are Spider-Man. Spider-Man just holds up, I guess.
Oh, yeah, timeless.
Yeah.
Boring.
I'm sorry, that's for kids, by the way. So Spider-Man, a ghost, a princess, and a witch. The classics.
The classics.
Those are the classics.
They never go to style, baby.
The top costume for adults are a witch, a vampire, a cat, and Batman. How about Batman holding up, too? See, adults don't want to be Spider-Man, but they do want to be Batman.
Yeah, what's the armor? They look chestier when they're out trying to meet girls.
You can talk like this to everybody.
Ugh.
Trick or treat.
And how does Batman's rival sound?
You mean Bane?
Uh-huh.
Trick or treat.
That'd be terrifying.
Well, it's a sad I won't be Bane. We'll talk about that in a second, unless I can find one last minute here. Let's see here. I talked about ghosts. How many Chicagoans have seen a ghost? 24%. So 1 in 4 have seen a ghost. 19% of men, 29% of women. More women see ghosts. I don't know why. Maybe ghost, you're a ghost. You want to see a woman more than a man. You know what I mean? Sounds pretty reasonable.
Of course, ghosts are perverts.
Exactly.
It's always finding ghosts in the women's locker room.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Do they really want to see a guy in the shower?
Oh, it'd be
a
awful.
ghost? I don't. That's not fair. I know there are women ghosts. But
Are there?
I don't think a woman ghost even wants to see a man naked. You know what I mean?
Are there woman ghosts?
Of course, there's women ghosts. I've talked about them at Kenzie Cries. Have you been listening?
You know all those ones that got murdered, they come back? The Drake alone. Kenzie talked about the red dress woman, the black dress woman.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
Very good.
I
One brownie point for you.
Yay. From the devil.
That seems unnecessary. And I take it back.
Let's get to candy. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups reign supreme.
Classic.
For years, it reigned supreme as the favorite candy in Chicago. But this is unheard of, and I don't believe it. And if it is, I may have to move to Canada.
Okay.
Snickers is number 2.
Love a good Snickers.
How is Snickers? It's the worst.
It's not the worst.
It
You
is-
sound like you're 4. Worst candy. There's a peanut in it.
You know what? You're right. Mounds and the coconut ones are the worst.
No, I love those.
Almond Joy and Mounds are the worst.
My problem is that Almond Joy and Mounds need a collaboration. I want dark chocolate and almond and coconut. I understand why we have to have milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is almond, and then dark chocolate is no almond. It bothers me. I want both.
I thought you were going to say you wanted a Cinnabon collab with Mountain
Well, I mean, I would love that.
since they seem to collab with everybody, which is amazing, by the way. So it goes Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, Kit Kats. Kit Kat should be number 2 by a long shot. M&M's, and then a tie between Butterfingers and Milky Way. All those are good except Snickers. Butterfingers you got to be in the mood for because it sticks to your mouth.
What kind of mood?
Like a mood where you're going to be chewing for a while to get that peanut butter off your
It's like
mouth.
a workout.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, you just got to be in the mood for Butterfinger. I do.
So Reese's is number 1.
Peanut Butter Cups have been number 1 for years.
See, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but that shocks me because 1, I feel like half the kids explode if they touch a peanut nowadays. So that's shocking to me.
This generation, am I right, Kenzie?
Yeah. So I don't. And then the other half doesn't even want peanut butter. Like Tristan's not allergic, but he doesn't want anything to do with
Really?
it. Yeah.
I love peanut butter.
I
Love
do
it.
too. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even have a peanut on a plate. So I can't believe that that's the number 1 candy.
I guess Reese's is okay with kids blowing up if they touch
They
a
don't
peanut.
care. They don't care.
Listen, I'll take a Reese's. I mean, they're so good, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Snickers, not so good. All right, finally, this is an interesting stat. The final stat that makes your brain go about Halloween. 37% of the people in Chicago hand out candy that they make sure is popular to protect their reputation as a good house on Halloween.
That's like legit. Like the problem is we did this big candy bar thing once. We cannot go backwards.
You're screwed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a decision we made. We were doing a lot better before the pandemic, and now here we are. Now here we sit with this.
Can you imagine what would happen to your house if you
Oh.
went back to mini bars?
So this is funny though.
The amount of toilet paper in your trees and eggs on your cars, if all of a sudden the good house, the house that actually spent the more money to take care of kids, went back to like the mini Three Musketeers.
So this is like last year I like to dress up when I'm handing out the candy. I think it's fun. And I wore this like cat costume because it's all I had. And then I thought these kids kept coming back to our house because we had full-size candy bars. And then finally my husband's like, you stop answering the door in your cat costume because they were like 13. And then he answered the door and they never came back.
What was he wearing?
No, basketball shorts. It was Michael Jordan out
basketball
there.
shorts, Jordan jersey. Sounds about right, yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Just gave you a whole bunch of Halloween facts to make your brain go. I'll redo those again later in the show if you missed it. But we do have an update about Michael Jordan. We talked about, can you imagine what Michael Jordan passed out at his Highland Park former mansion, now sold for the first time in 14 years trying to sell it. But what did he hand out? Because he was very tough and the famous meme of F them kids. What did he hand out? But we got a text, Kenzie.
Yeah, Sam texted in, a.k.a. kosher glass is what he wrote. So, anyways, he goes, used to go to MJ's house in the 90s for Halloween. His butler handed out full-size candy bars.
How about that?
That's awesome.
Michael Jordan, good guy.
Well, his butler handed them out. Jordan probably didn't pay for them.
I'm sure he paid for it.
Well,
I doubt it.
What do you mean? Jordan paid for the butler.
You think the
What are you
butler
talking
went
about?
in?
Jordan paid for the butler. The butler paid for the candy.
No,
Not
he
out of his-
didn't.
not
You
out of
know,
his
we'd
own
never
take.
do that
I
as a
bet he
butler.
did.
No, the butler did not pay for all those kids' candies.
I guarantee the butler did.
If Michael Jordan's former butler is listening, we need to get to the bottom of this.
Case, I never thought I would say this with more passion. You're on drugs. If you think, if you think for a second that an employee would cover that cost, the amount of people showing up to, why would he spend his entire paycheck for Michael Jordan's trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, how dare
you?
How dare
How
you?
dare you?
How dare you? But
Go home.
in the interest of journalism, if Michael Jordan's butler is listening,
Please.
former butler, please call up and verify if you went into your own pocket for those full-size candy bars he handed out. It's Brian and Kenzie.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we just gave out a bunch of Halloween stats and facts, and we ended up on one about Michael Jordan. What did he give out at his house back in the day in Highland Park? And then a listener said, I used to go to his house, and his butler handed out full-size candy bars.
Woo-hoo.
And now we're on a wormhole during that beautiful song off the air of what is butler money? Like, can you have $10 million and have a butler 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? I don't think so.
I don't think it works like that. I think there's still worker rights. I don't think you could wake them out. It's not a 24-hour a day job.
But I mean, it's a gig. They live with them. It's a nice thing.
Yeah,
They live for free.
right.
So it's a good thing for the butler, I think.
So I found out how much they cost.
Yep.
So, and this is actually, I have the stats for butlers, but then I have Chicago butlers.
Let's go with Chicago butlers.
I know. So Chicago average salary for a butler is $94,000 a year.
Wow.
Nice.
With a range of $51,000 all the way up to $113,000.
That's pretty good. And I think you live for free. You live in the house.
It probably depends.
So, I'm sure Jordan let him live in that big-ass house. There's some rooms in there he didn't care about.
I don't know about that. He probably had to pay rent.
He lived in the garage.
Yeah. He lived like a burnout.
Yeah. Jordan said, if you can beat me in one-on-one, you can come in the house.
I gotta be honest, man. There's a lot of butler openings because now that I've typed in Butler Chicago.
Did you really go to job openings of butlers after you found the sound?
There's one on ZipRecruiter.
Are you going to be a butler?
I could do it. This is $25 to $54 per hour.
Yeah.
What if they were like, just go pick up my lunch? I'm like, okay, cool, I'll grab something for me while I'm there. I'm starving.
Well, there goes Kenzie from the show.
I know.
It's a shame.
Just this random sidebar has taken her to be a butler.
I had a
felt my
long-term
passion.
vision. Butlers were not in that vision.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it.
You keep researching while Gil Curtis comes in. Wait, Gil's listening to Halloween music in his studio?
Embarrassing.
That is very embarrassing. Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Today is Halloween. If you haven't been to a haunted house yet and want to go someplace really scary, just wait until Tuesday and visit your polling place. Some hotels have started offering guests ghost hunting kits. Although fair warning, if you use a black light in a Las Vegas hotel, you'll find much scarier things than ghosts. Dental surgeons want you to give kids things like stickers and Play-Doh instead of candy for Halloween. So do the United Egg Producers. And researchers found over 600 viruses on shower heads. Not worried about that news? Post Malone. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.